Hey everyone, this is Trooper Triggs from Instagram, and I am making this video because this is kind of crazy, but I've actually been on Instagram now for over 5 years. I just realized that the other day, so I wanted to make a little video in celebration showing off my whole collection. There's a lot, so I just wanted to show it off to you guys. Um, for those of you that don't know, I used to be super big into Black Series and Marvel Legends. However, it just was taking up so much room and it wasn't really doing it for me. So I ended up getting rid of most of them and moving on completely to Hot Toys figures, almost completely. So real quick, I'm going to show it off to you guys and I'll see what you guys think of the new setup in here. I'm really excited for you guys to see it. So my plan on showing this off to you guys is I'm going to open up one of these detailed cabinets, go down the whole thing, show you guys the figure, and then move on to the next cabinet. Starting off, I've got 3 cabinets right here that are totally Marvel. I'm going to start with these. Top shelf, we've got Infinity War Thor. In my opinion, still probably the best Hot Toys Thor you can get. We'll see if the Endgame one can top it, but I really love this figure. Below that, we have Hawkeye Deluxe. I have him geared up as Ronin because I think it looks so awesome. I didn't put the Ronin nameplate on because I don't really want to put that sticker on, so it still says Hawkeye, but I'm not going to complain too much. I think it looks really cool. Below that, we have Ant-Man from Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm not going to put on that creepy Paul Rudd face, but the suit is amazing. It's just, it like almost like shines under the light. I still think it's a figure worth getting, even if you don't like the head sculpt. Below that, we have the Mark V. This is unfortunately just the plastic one, not the die cast. I wasn't going to spend $1,300 or whatever it is for that one, but I did get this one for a pretty good price. I think about $250, $260, and I think it's pretty cool. Might end up getting rid of it though, because I do prefer die cast Iron Man figures. Moving up to the next shelf, we have the Mark 43 from Age of Ultron. I think this is a really underrated suit. I really kind of like it. I think it's a good balance between kind of the older suits and the newer kind of nanotech suits. I think it's underrated and you can get it for super cheap. I think I paid less than $300 for this one. So if you're in the market for an Iron Man figure, I don't think you should rule this one out if you can get it for a good price. I mean, just the Ultron there makes it worth it. He's got cool light up features. They're really easy to access too. Definitely don't think you should sleep on this one if you're looking for a cheap die-cast Iron Man. Now below that, we have the Iron Spider from Infinity War. This guy, he's a little scary to pose given the nature of the outfit, so I kind of tried to strike a balance between a super dynamic pose and a museum pose, because I don't like leaving them in museum poses, especially not a figure like Spider-Man. I'm hoping that the suit's not going to crease too bad. I've heard that it does kind of fix itself, but I do like the pose he's in. We'll see if it gets damaged at all. Below that, we have War Machine Mark IV from Infinity War. This guy's just a beast of a figure. He's so big and bulky and super heavy. I feel it's crazy. He's got the Outrider on the base there. Just so many features with this guy. He's got the opening head sculpt there where you can see the Rhodey head sculpt. I guess I should have mentioned that for the Mark 43. He also has the Tony Stark head sculpt under there, which looks awesome. But yeah, War Machine Mark IV, such a good figure. I mean, I think this is another one that they just kind of overproduced. So if you can get it for pretty cheap, I think I paid about $300 for this guy. So worth it. Below that, we have King T'Chaka. This is Black Panther's dad, if you don't know, from the opening kind of flashback scene. He's actually a really cool figure. He uses the Civil War Black Panther suit body. And I think you can still get him for a decent price. I know a lot of the Black Panther figures really skyrocketed in price after the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman, but if you're looking for a Black Panther for pretty cheap, you could probably still get this guy. Moving up to the very last Marvel shelf. We've got the concept art Stealth Captain America. I think that, yeah, this was my first ever Hot Toys. Definitely don't regret it. I think it's another underrated figure. If you like Captain America, if you like concept art, definitely worth checking this guy out because you can get him for pretty cheap. So I would recommend him if you're looking for a Captain America. Below that, we have my Winter Soldier figures. I have two. I've got Bucky himself and Black Widow. These are two pretty cool figures. Black Widow, her hair kind of gets a little annoying, and she's not the most posable, but she's pretty good. I love that Bucky, though. I got him for a pretty good price. He goes for pretty much, if you can get him for a good price, though, I think it is still the best Bucky figure available. The only thing that I have a problem is the kind of leather material is kind of tearing there. But I don't think you notice it, especially not in the pose he's in there. So I still love him. Below that, we've got Deadpool. One of just the most fun and dynamic posing figures you can get. You can see I kind of got him trying to be like in a winking face there. This is the one from the first movie. He's pretty attainable and pretty cheap. So I would definitely suggest getting him if you can get him for a good price. I got this one for a steal. This is probably the best Hot Toy price I ever got. I think I paid $60 for him on OfferUp. If you guys know what that app is, it's kind of like Facebook Marketplace where you go and meet the person. So I just met the guy, he had no clue what it was, and got it for about 50, 60 bucks. So yeah, one of my best Hot Toys purchases ever. Very last shelf on the bottom here, we've got Infinity War Captain America and Black Widow. I do like these figures. They're just a little boring compared to everything else, but I think you could get them for really good prices, and they go really well with all your other Infinity War figures. And if you're trying to get the Infinity War collection, you got to get these two. Now, kind of in the corner of these two display cabinets, I have a K2SO and R2-D2 figure there. Yeah, I did start decorating for Christmas already. I know it's only November, but I am a Christmas kind of person, so R2-D2's got a Santa hat on. So I just kind of put those guys in between the shelves just to kind of have something there. At the top of this shelf, we have Thanos, because he's just too big to go in a standard Detolf. He's huge, especially with the backdrop, and he looks so awesome. And this is another one I'm shocked you can get them for so cheap. And if you need a villain for your Marvel figures to fight or pose with, I don't think you can go wrong with the Infinity War Thanos. Even the Endgame Thanos, the non-battle damaged one, I've been seeing go for pretty good prices. So I think you could definitely pick up a Thanos for a good price if you're looking for him. Below that, we've got Justice League Superman. Let me open the display case so you can see him better. Really good figure. I don't really like the Justice League movie or Batman v Superman, but I really enjoy the first Man of Steel, so I really wanted a Henry Cavill Superman, and he's pretty hard to get. He sold out really fast, but if you want a Superman figure, you can't go wrong with him, and if you can find him for a good price, I'd jump on it. Below that, we have one of my favorite figures in the whole collection, the DX Joker figure. That head sculpt, I'll get closer, is immaculate. It is perfect. He's got his pencil there. This is another one that just shot up in price. I got him loose. He's not complete, unfortunately, but he just looks so perfect there. I can't even complain. Moving down, we have some Watchmen figures. These are from DC Direct, I believe. They're not Hot Toys. They're decent quality, especially I think because they came out in 2009 or something when the movie came out. They're another figures that are super cheap, and I love Watchmen. I love the comic. I enjoy the movie, and I loved the HBO show. So I knew I needed to get some guys on the shelf. Very last figure in my kind of DC shelf here is probably the newest Dark Knight trilogy figure, the newly released Two-Face. I don't know if it's really new anymore, but he's pretty cool, if not a little bit boring, but I still really like him, and he's definitely worth getting if you're trying to build up your Batman display. Okay, now we're moving on to the other side of the room, the collection room, and I've got my Transformers shelf here. These are mostly 3-0 figures. In fact, I think all 3 of them are. We've got the 3-0 Optimus. These, if you're a Transformers fan, do yourself a favor and get one of these guys, because they are so great. And they're affordable too. Could not recommend them enough. So there's Optimus. We have Blitzwing, or I just call him Starscream because he's Starscream basically. Just love the look of him. I think he's available on Sideshow. He might have gone waitlist, but I think he's worth jump on the waitlist if he still is. That's how I got him. He's super cool. Below that, we have the Bumblebee figure. I have him kind of jumping with his faceplate. That's one thing with these figures. They've got, while they're big, they have these super cool display stands that kind of plug in. So that's how I got Blitzwing and his flying, and then Bumblebee kind of jumping, and they're really cool looking. Below that, just to kind of fill up space, we have the Black Series Stormtrooper helmet. I am getting the Soundwave and the vintage color Blitzwing, so they might end up sharing space down here, or I might move Bumblebee down. Not sure yet. We'll have to see when those figures eventually do arrive. So that's that whole shelf. Next, we are finally moving on to the Star Wars shelves, which I'm sure is what a lot of you guys have been waiting for. First up, we've got Remnant Trooper. This guy sold out so fast on Sideshow, and I think just about everywhere. He's from The Mandalorian, but he is super cool, even though he's just a repaint. Super dirty. Love this guy so much. If you can still get on the wait list on Sideshow, jump on it, because I don't think you want to miss out on this figure. Below that, we got Attack of the Clones Yoda. He's still available on Sideshow too. I would really recommend getting him. I know he's a lot for what feels like a not much, but he's worth it in hand. That head sculpt is just so perfect. It's exactly how you imagine prequel Yoda. Below that, we got probably some of the cheapest Hot Toys figures you can get. The First Order Stormtrooper. We have the 2-pack that came with the regular one and the Heavy Infantry one. I think I paid like $150 for this set. It was still in the box. Honestly, at that price, I don't think you can beat these guys. They are really cool. They're not the most posable, but they're pretty attainable, and if you can get them for that price, I would say it's worth it. But that's up to you. I'm not even the biggest sequel trilogy fan. I like The Last Jedi, but I really don't like Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker. But I still thought it was worth getting these two. Below that, these are not Hot Toys. These are the movie realization figures from Bandai. I just think they're so cool. I ended up giving them their own shelf. As you can see, I've got 5 of them there. Looking to maybe get the Kylo Ren. I'm not sure yet. They just take up more room, especially because they don't fill up the whole display cabinet. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these guys here, especially when I get more Hot Toys. But I do really like these figures. They're a lot of fun. Moving on, we have probably the coolest figure in the whole collection. I'm going to say this straight up, guys. Get him as soon as you can, because he's going to sell out soon. I know you're going to say, well, I'm just going to get the Beskar one if you are a Hot Toys collector. I still think it's worth getting this one. Even though I think the Beskar one's supposed to come out soon, I can see this one kind of going up in value, because I think a lot of people are going to say the same thing. You know, I'm just going to get the Beskar one and forget about this one. But seriously, look at the display stand, the Stormtrooper helmet. He's got that battle-damaged armor. Just so cool. You can still pre-order him. He's in stock on Sideshow. You should probably still get him this month or next month. Definitely jump on him if you still can. Below that, we have the shelf that made me want to make this whole video. Anakin versus Obi-Wan. I've had Obi-Wan for a little while, but I just got Anakin yesterday, and wow. He's such a perfect figure. Then the two of them together, it's just immaculate. 2 of the most valuable Star Wars figures too, I think. But if you can get them, I mean, just go for it, especially if you're a prequel fan like myself or Clone Wars. We have a lot of Clone Wars figures coming out, so you're going to want these 2 guys to go with them. Underneath that, we have Bespin Leia, and with her that's actually the Sphero R2-D2. If you remember those remote control things, they're basically perfect 1/6 scale figures. So I have him with her, and she's actually a really cool figure. Little boring, but I like the back display panel. And if they ever give us Bespin Han, this is going to be perfect with her. Below that, we have, this is I think this was from GameStop, this prop replica set from The Mandalorian. You get the Beskar piece, the Mandalorian little necklace, and then the client kind of, I think they call it like the cog necklace or something. I think this was only like 50 bucks on one of their sales. I really like this. The box is awesome. I think if you can get it for that price, I'd say go for it. Really like it. Now moving on to the very last shelf of the collection, we've got the Mythos Boba Fett from Sideshow. I think this is my only Sideshow figure. For one, their display bases aren't nearly as cool as Hot Toys, and the joints are a little loose, and usually their head sculpts aren't as good. But this one has a helmet, so I don't think it really matters. This is such a cool figure. I kind of figured this is what he would look like in Mandalorian. Obviously, from seeing him with Cobb Vanth and all that, it's not entirely accurate, but it's still a good representation of a kind of post-Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. He looks cool next to Mando there, and just awesome to have a really cool and different Boba Fett in the collection. Below that, we have the Return of the Jedi Luke. This is technically the Endor one. I don't have all his Endor gear on him, though, because I don't know, I don't love it all on him. I like this look with the kind of tunic on. You can take that off and have his kind of final duel look, but he's got the Endor base, so I figured I'd keep this look on him. Really cool figure. If you can get it for a good price, I would definitely recommend it. Below him, we've got the Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper. Just a really cool, basic, clean Stormtrooper. The deluxe version does have the display base that, if you didn't know, actually lights up. I am looking for a way to have this permanently lit. I know because it takes AAA batteries, I believe. There is a way to have it permanently turned on, and I think that would look so cool. Because, you can just see right there. That is just an awesome looking figure. Final figure in the whole collection is the Executioner Stormtrooper from The Last Jedi. I know a lot of people don't like this guy. He was barely in the movie. A lot of people don't like The Last Jedi. I like The Last Jedi a little bit. I know that's kind of a controversial opinion, but I do. It's my favorite of the sequels. But I really like this guy. He's probably my favorite variant for the First Order Troopers. Another figure that's super cheap. He's still in stock at Sideshow. I wouldn't go for him on Sideshow, though. I picked him up secondhand, missing all his accessories. Just came with what you see there, but he was, I think, $60 or $70. If you guys keep an eye out, like on eBay and Mercari and even Facebook groups for First Order Troopers, you can get them for steals. Then also next to him, I've got the Sphero BB-8 and BB-9E figures. I just don't really ever use them for as remote control things anymore. So I just basically use them as accessories for this guy. BB-8 might go with a Rey if I ever get one, but BB-9E looks really cool with him. So yeah, that's all the Detolfs. I'll just close this up and give you a real quick rough look. There's that whole side, and then there's that whole side. Basically what it looks like when you first walk in my room. I'm gonna quick give you guys a look at the rest of the collection. I'm sure when you first saw me talking, you saw a bunch of Funko Pops. These are right above my ceiling. Just give you a quick look. They go basically around my whole ceiling. I do have a bunch of them. So many. They take up a lot of room. So that's kind of why I built this shelf. It kind of keeps them out of the way. I would definitely recommend doing this if you don't really know what to do with your Funko Pops. As you can see there, I have a little gap, so I do have to buy a couple more. You probably saw these two while I was walking by. This is Lego tape. I don't think that's officially what it's called, but it's called something similar. It was like 12 bucks at Walmart for everything you're gonna see. But as you can see, I got a bunch of Lego figures, mostly Star Wars, some Marvel ones thrown in for good measure though. So there's those ones, and then above my windowsill, there's a couple more. You guys might be able to make out some cool ones. The Ahsoka and the 501st Trooper are there, and Grand Admiral Thrawn, some really cool figures there. You probably saw, you go past these, this is the top of this side of the Detolf with the Marvel. I know it's not right having Star Wars stuff top of the Marvel, but I just didn't really have much Marvel stuff to put there. But these are the only Black Series figures I have left, except for a couple you'll see later. And I really like these new boxes, which is why I decided to go for some of them. Got the Clone Wars ones, some Mando ones, Ahsoka from Rebels, Luke. I'm definitely going to get every Clone Wars and Mando figure that I can get my hands on. Not sure about the rest, but I do like the look of the boxes, and I think they're going to look cool above the Detolf. And then you saw a couple of random Lego sets, a Darth Vader Santa hat, like I said, decorating for Christmas already. Some random signs. Got a couple Galaxy's Edge figures here. And then kind of in the middle here, I have a couple prop replicas. You see Kylo Saber, a Han Solo blaster, Poe's helmet from the Black Series, the Infinity Gauntlet, Boba Fett helmet, and Darth Revan's lightsaber. That is such an awesome piece. If you can get it for a good price, which if you go to Target or GameStop, they've got some sales. Especially if you're a fan of Legends, get that. Up top here, some big Funko Pops and some random Game of Thrones figures. Got my TV here, which is just kind of stalling because I haven't touched the remote. Then we got some of my Blu-rays and 4K collectors. Some stuff there. Got the Santa Range Trooper. Some Lego sets. Got the Tron Lego set. Some more Blu-rays. Christmas R2-D2. Some games, some more Blu-rays, and started some books, and a lot more books over here, and some Gentle Giant busts, and Thrawn. Thrawn is probably my favorite Star Wars character, tied with probably Ahsoka. The two of them I'd always say are my favorites. Up top here, you can see my Black Series TIE Fighter. I didn't get rid of this, one, because I don't even know how you'd sell this, because it's so huge. But I do like the look of it. It's kind of in the corner of the Detolfs. And we got some random Lego sets. Well, we got a Soundwave on top of the Transformer shelf, but we got the A-Wing, some Y-Wings, Darth Vader's castle, the UCS A-Wing. Like I said, you're just going to see random Christmas stuff all around, just because I like decorating for Christmas. And then some walkers. Now, you might have saw it in between the shelves. We got... This is the giant, I think 48-inch Darth Vader figure. He looks really cool in the corner, and as you can see, Santa hat on him too. Then I got, so far, these three from the credit collection. I do have the Mando and Death Trooper pre-ordered, so then they're going to look super cool on top of those shelves, taking up some room. Moving on, this is kind of my vintage collection setup. I am probably going to get rid of those 3-packs because I don't really like them. I think they kind of, take away from the flow of it all. And then I'll probably just get a couple more figures to kind of fill that out. But I do like the look of vintage collection. I was always more of a Black Series guy, but I do appreciate the vintage collection. And now I've obviously moved on to Hot Toys, so I'm not buying as many as I used to, but I still do enjoy them. Then this was actually a display from poster from like Kmart. There was one going out of business by me, so they just gave me the poster. It's a pretty cool poster. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Episode 9, but I like it. It looks cool there. Then I've got 3 posters here. We got Mando, Endgame, and Far From Home. I end up changing these out over time. I might get another. I'll probably replace the Far From Home one with maybe a Revenge of the Sith poster pretty soon. Then we got a couple, these are the last Marvel Legends figures I have. They are the kind of vintage ones. I have Olive Wave 1 and Black Panther. I do like the look of them. Then we got some random art, some This is like a, I don't know what you call this. This almost feels like it's made of stone or something. It's really cool though. It's the original Star Wars poster. This is a reproduction of a storyboard from Return of the Jedi. And then finally, that's a reproduction too of concept art of a Scarif or hover tank pilot from Rogue One. Really cool. Probably last thing here, just some random kind of Force Awakens, Rogue One figures I kept. They're all from Rebels though. I do like these all though. Those are the only figures I cared about keeping, and some Hot Wheels character cars there. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole collection. Just give you one last kind of look around. So yeah, that's the whole collection. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing it all, and let me know what you think of it. If you have any suggestions for changing it, any recommendations of some things I should add or figures I should be getting, let me know. I'd really appreciate the feedback. Thanks everyone, and may the Force be with you.